mute. Now you should have sound. Got sound now? I missed that step when I was getting on. Hey, Mom's on, Chrissy's on. So hopefully the voice is caught up. Okay, good. You can hear me now. So good. We're good. Good to go. All right. So I don't know what that was. I could see comments now. I got my, everything looks normal. So, all right. Whew, we're off to a rough start. Probably because I waited until right down to the wire to get on and typing up my little description and stuff. But anyway, it's Wednesday. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much. I'm Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I've got a fun card for you tonight. I've got a new old idea thanks to our new tools that go on the pick tool. Oh, let me show you. Back in the day, I got this baby right by me. Back in the day, we had this fun tool. It had some scissors. It had the rotary blade. It had a scoring, and they popped out, and this one scored. And then this thing, you scraped it along and roughed up the edges. Hey, Teresa. And it came on this little thing. And now we have our pick tool. And, you know, it's got the little scoring ball on the end. It's got, this is new. This is a new tool. Comes with this and a hobby knife and a paper piercer, like a pokey tool. And so I'm going to show you that little tool. And let's see what else. I think you guys don't need to hear me tell you about the sign up special. I blasted it everywhere because I got one new recruit, guys. One person signed up already, so that's exciting. I'm just hoping to grow, so the team we have can meet new people, grow along with me, and we can get this the best year yet. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to turn my camera down. And I hope I'm going to turn my camera down. Let's see, I got to remove my spotlight here. Let's come over here and spotlight that. So that should be, let's see, I can move my computer. Yeah, it's great news. And Sharon, you can sign back up again because I think you've dropped. You can sign back up again, get yourself this great special. All right, so oops. I'm gonna show you guys this fun card we're gonna make tonight. Let me pull it up here a little closer. And then it opens up, it's a card, and voila, a bookmark. And our little perforator tool cuts that right off. And so I'm not gonna do it, but you could just take that. Can you see the perforation in there? You could just rip that right off. So now it's a bookmark card. My only issue is this little piece here. I'm going to have to figure out how to like put it down so that it doesn't stick out of the card. But anyway, this is the card we're going to make. Isn't it cute? This is the bird's eye view set. I found this kind of idea on Pinterest, and I put it with the bookmark. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with, well, let me show you the sets we're going to use first. We're using the bird's eye view. Isn't he cute? That was the one I bought for my daughter Reed. I think I told you guys that a while back when I bought it. Maybe I gotta get out of the lights of the shine of my lights. And then we're going to use the Hope You Know, just thinking of you. So we're going to use those two sets. I've got some paper from the elusive, oops, that got stuck in the wrong pack over the weekend. The All About Autumn paper that's so wildly popular. We're going to use that. And I've got a 10.5 by 5.5 piece of the wild wheat. We're gonna get this laid out of the way. We're gonna score it at 4 1/4 because we want it to, you know, hold up and be a card. But then here's our bookmark. So that's 2 inches. So now we're going to, now I'm going to score it. I'm just going to show you guys another. I've got find my other one. So I've got a self-healing mat from the dollar store and my blade, very sharp, be very careful. And I have my ruler. So I'm going to put my cardstock just on my healing mat here, like on this little ruler at 6. And I want that to be 2 inches. So I'm going to put my ruler at 4. And then we've got our blade, and we're just going to follow along on the paper, not really pushing down on it too hard because we don't want to saw it in half and cut it all the way off or cut it loose. There's a protector that will come up. I think if you push on it, yes, it will go down. It doesn't lock there, but it goes up there and it stays in place somewhat so that you can store that and don't cut yourself or anything on it. We're done with that now, but that's just the fancy little tool. So then, let's see, should we work on the bookmark part? No, let's start the front. Let's start the front of our card first. Let's get our mat out of the way. I'm gonna score this real good. Dawn's on. Hi, Dawn. Is Kathy on too? Kathy, hi, Kathy. I have a piece of copper clay cardstock that is 5 1/4 by 4 inches cut down. I'm gonna glue this down. And I was just gonna say, I'll bet I'm plugged. I was plugging up a little bit over the weekend and nope, got it. So we're gonna glue that onto the front here. Yeah, it really is a cool tool, Kathy. It was back in the day, like I say, back in the day when we had it, it wasn't quite as like the scissors, it's just a cutting blade. But you know, back in the day, it was just this same blade. It just wasn't as easy to use as what it is today. But yeah, probably sell that to the Stampin' UP archives. Then I've got a piece of paper from the paper pack. It comes from here. It's a 6 by 6. And I cut it down to that 5 by 3 3/4. We're just going to glue that on top of there. The backs of this paper is so pretty too. No wonder it was a hot seller. Plus, it was about the only fall paper we had. And I like these masculine prints that are in here as well. There's like a leather chair. And I'm not sure what this other thing is. Is it a sweater? I haven't, this one, is it a sweater? Maybe a blanket? A sweater? It's real pretty too. They're all real pretty. I just hate to cut into them, you know? I don't want to use them all up. So I've already pre-cut my deckled circle die, and I used the, let me show you. I used this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th size. These dies come with so many of these circles. It's awesome. So I used the 7th one up. And I'm going to set this over here for a second. We've got our bird. And there's a bird going both directions. So I'm going to use the one that's going to face inward. And we need our books. And I'm going to put the other glasses on this guy. We got 2 sets of glasses too, and a monocle. Oh, maybe I could use a monocle on him. Rady would really appreciate the monocle. She likes that. Oh, Patty, yeah, Patty's on. She missed the rotary tool, Patty. It hooks on the end and it makes the perforated line on your paper to make a bookmark that tears off, or anything that just tears off there. So let me get my black. We're going to use Memento. Whew, thought I packed it for the weekend, but some tools I like to keep several around, and like I keep one here, I keep one where I always stamp. I try and keep a couple on the table when the girls come over, that kind of stuff. So I have extra supplies, but then I just hate it when I lose it. Like I know I've lost a pick tool somewhere. So it's on the list to order another one. It could be in my bag because I did take one with me over the weekend, but I thought I had a different one. But anyway, I'm going to stamp the books, and I'm stamping over to the left because we're going to cut this off. So if you hear some crashes, it's because I'm knocking everything off. I got a lot of little pieces and parts going on over here. Then we got our bird. I want the same. I want the bird pointing that way to the left. And I'm going to put his little feet. Ooh, I didn't put my book down far enough, did I? We're going to cut him off. Darn it. Can I flip it over, do you think? No, it doesn't look as good on that side. So we're just going to go with it. I'm going to move him down. We'll move him toward the center, and we might have to use the whole. Maybe I can turn his little feet. Well, it's going to have to be right there. His little feet. I couldn't have probably done that again if I wanted to. Look at that. His little feet are right on the edge of. And then we're going to put these little glasses on him today. Oh, you guys, look it up. I'm going to flip that over because that's just not going to even work. Can't even fit his glasses on there. What the heck? I know I used the right size circle. I sure did. Maybe I just got to move it way down to the bottom. That looks a little better. It's a little closer to the edge where it was supposed to be. Now we'll try and get our little bird on there. Much better. There we go. And now we can put our cute little glasses on there. They kind of look like the Tim Holtz glasses from the Crazy Birds. There's his glasses. And I suppose I could have switched the other one to the monocle, but I think that's all the stamping I need right there. Black. And then we're going to color it in. I've got a whole plethora of markers here. I'll try and be fast. So I colored it this little beak with some wild wheat. I colored my pages with some wild wheat. I gotta slow down because now look at the cruddy job I'm doing. All right, so now I'm gonna do the bird. I got some dark copper clay, and every time today I've looked at this upside down, whatever language this is, it looks like donkey copper clay. Donker must be dark in that language that I'm not proficient in to know which one it is. And then I'm just gonna add some of this dark one around here. I kind of did around his areas that I wanted to be a little darker. Like here. I'm rushing this, so. And I came in with the light. And filled them in the rest of the way. Got to be careful not to go out to the outside of the glasses. I told myself earlier to be careful and that I would probably do it on camera, but look at there. Look at how good I did that. Did not fill in the outside. All right. Slow down. Speed up. Okay. So now we got the bird done. And then I wanted to highlight him with some of the wild wheat. And when I came in, it was giving him a really cool look. So let's see if I can get it again. I think it's going to look a little different this time. But as I went over it, yeah, it's not going to do the same thing, I'll bet. Maybe I did it with light. I filled him in and it just gave him a different look when it mixed with the brown, with the copper clay color that I had. Gave him a really neat look, so it's not quite doing that this time. Like I say, I think I didn't do it as dark as I did, but you can sort of see it. It's giving it a kind of a golden look to him. Come in and fill in some of the spots just to darken up some areas. Give it that. All right. Can't spend all night on the bird, Jill. But there we go. Give him a little on his chest. And we'll call it good. Let's see what we get when he dries. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the books. I did Pretty Peacock, dark Pretty Peacock in some areas. Just to highlight them. And then I filled it in with the light. This. And then I did me an old olive book. In the middle. With the dark and the light. I need a new, I threw a bunch of markers away today that were old and not performing properly. This one needs to go too. That end is all smooshed. Okay, so now we got an old olive book. I lost my shadowing that I was hoping for there. Okay. And the last book that I did was Blackberry Bliss. This was one of them that I threw away, so we'll see what. I had this in the cupboard, so we'll see what color it plays nice. My light one was bad, and it was darker than the dark. It was weird. All right, we're gonna stop there. So we got our books done, and probably, you know how I like to ground them. I didn't do it on my other one, and I don't have the marker over here, but make sure you ground your books with the light color. Maybe that's what I got to get. Put that on my wish list. I'm going to get a couple of the light markers just to keep over here, so I don't have to say, oh, I forgot it, and then run over and get it, because I'm not going to run over and get it today. So now we've got our little birdies done, or our birdie, one birdie. Then we can cut him off. So I'm just going to put him in here like this. I'm just going to cut off that little smidge there. And then that is going to keep it like butted up against that. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Cut. Here. Hi, Julie. Did you get your card figured out? Your multiple ideas you were going with? Julie was creating and then had another change of idea, and so she was trying to get her cards around for her video tomorrow. All right, so now we're going to pop him up right there. And then see, I'm making this in the same order that I made it earlier, and probably should have paid a little more attention. So I've got some of this beautiful copper ribbon that's in the fall catalog. In fact, I got this roll from Julie. But I believe it's on back order, but it comes with a fatter natural trimmed ribbon. So pretty, and I've been using it all weekend. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of my glue dots, and you guys, you know how I tell you, if you've got paper pumpkin, you've got a lifetime supply of these glue dots. Well, guess who didn't have any glue dots in her bag besides Patty? Me. I did not take any glue dots over the weekend. So when a couple of them ran to the scrapbook store to see the world's largest scrapbook store that you could ever want to see, they picked us up some, and I forgot to pay Christy for my glue dots. She said I didn't have to. I know, but I still should have paid her. And then I've got, from where I cut that piece off, I've got some extras. And so that's where you'll see down here, this piece I stuck in there. I got little, but you think I should put the skinny one on this one? I'm gonna pick that up a little bit. Should we tuck the skinny one under on this card or leave the fat one? There's the skinny one. I could put it down to the shelf area. Or there's the fat one. Tuck that up in there higher. Should I use the fat one? Hi, Debbie Green. Or should we go with the skinny one on this card? I think I'm gonna go back with the fat one. I think I'm going with the fat one. I'm not even giving you guys a, oh, Christy likes the skinny one. All right, we'll go with the skinny one. So now I got to cut that down to 3 3/4. 3 3/4. And then we're gonna use a little bit of glue on that. Tuck that up under there a little bit. If I use a skinny one, now I gotta come up with where am I gonna put my sentiment, Christy? Let's pull that up a little smidge. Get that up under there. Just gonna go right there on that shelf. Not gonna tuck it too far under there. Just gonna leave it on the shelf spot. So it doesn't, otherwise the shelf area will probably show and it'll look kind of weird. All right. I also have some dots here. Let me show you the dots. I've got some, these are way old, aren't they? This is Bumblebee and Magenta Madness and Jade and Misty Moonlight. And I think this is Cinnamon Cider. But you know what? They worked. They were exactly the color that I wanted. So I gotta go with the drawer full of supplies that I have. I could have used the speckled gems that went with the autumn set, but I thought that these looked a little better being just solid, but those speckled ones sure are pretty. But again, I'm hoarding them. I don't want to use them because once I use them, then they're gone. But I gotta use them. I need to use them. So I'm just doing, maybe we're gonna go over here with this one. I'm gonna go down. No, I'm going over here. You know, placement is hard for me too on the, with the gems. I usually just do 3. Cheryl Stojkovic says, no, you got to use like 5 to 7. Use them up, show them off. And I'd be using my pick tool if I would have had the proper end over here to help me get those off, because those babies are stuck on there good. So I'm using 5. Just gonna put 5 on there, call it good. And let's finish the front off with, let's see, I might have to put it down here this time. So let me move that. We're going to use the Hope You Know set. And I'm going to take the Thinking of You Today. My friend Georgia put the sticker on the back and now it's sticking out to everything. Bless her heart. She thought she was doing me a favor. I've got copper clay, ink, and my Post-it note. Where's the sticky? And so I'm going to put my Post-it note over the today. I'm going to ink up Thinking of You. Ooh, that's juicy. Ooh. And we're going to try and stamp it straight. Okay, we got Thinking of You. And that's a masking technique to put the Post-it or something, tape kind of thing over the part that you don't want. And then that gives you yet another use for your stamp. You can just mask off the parts that you don't want. And oh, it does show off more of the books, Christy. Cut that down. Oh, thanks, Debbie, sharing and commenting. Oh, look at that. Look at you go, girlfriend. I like having you back now that I'm back on Facebook. Look at all that. All right. So I'm just trimming that down a little bit. And I'm going to stick it. I guess I'll still stick it on the brown. Should I stick it up like that? Should I stick it down in there on the lower part? Stick it up in the books. I'm all confoozled now that all right, Christy, where do you want me to stick it? I don't know, top, middle, on that strip, below the strip, halfway on the strip, maybe halfway on the strip so it doesn't look too too calculated. We'll put it halfway on the strip. And there we go. We'll go half and half. And I popped it up. This one I did flat. This one I'm popping up, and I like it popped up better than flat. So maybe I'll peel this one off and pop it up. All right, now we'll move to the inside. So on the inside, I've got just a basic 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of paper, and I have this piece left over, and I'll cut a strip to go inside. Let me open that up. I got the skinny strip. That's what I did with the skinny strip on the other card, was I put it inside there. So let's cut about, it's a little over 1/2 inch, but, and this cutter does not go to 5 1/2. So let's cut that off right there. And I'll glue this one on the hole right where I had it. That doesn't help me unless you mean where I ended up putting it. I had it all over the whole card. You were sleeping when I was showing you the spots. All right, so we're just gonna leave a little smidgy on the left there, and I take this one to the top and bottom. This one over here, the piece was shorter, so I just left it like that and left it, I don't want to know if you want to call it uneven, but I left it shorter. So I'm going to glue this in there. Now, if you're going to stamp on yours, be sure that you stamp on it before you glue it in case you have an oops, because we all know that that is quite possible that we do something to our stamping piece. Where I put it, good. Yay, I did good. Okay. Now we're going to come over to our bookmark. Now, my bookmark, I went all the way up to the top with the designer series paper, and that's what I have here again. Oh Lord, you guys, that piece I just cut off was I cut for this. So I was going to ask you if you wanted me to put all these books on the, I guess I could still use it and just leave the border. So I didn't know if I should use all the books or if I should use this piece that I used on this one and cut. It's a bunch of books, but they're like laying down, stacked up kind of thing. I kind of liked that, but this is kind of looks more like a bookmark. Well, maybe I'll use that one and then just leave that little bit of a border around there. Because I was just going to tell you, I didn't leave any kind of a border on this one. And it would look much cuter if it had another either copper clay or something there. That just kind of looks too blah. So we're going to do this one, and we're going to leave a border on there like this. But now let me think of how we're going to do this. To cut off. So let's see. Let me go ahead and I'm going to trim my bookmark with my scissors, and I'm going to cut the corners off. I'm going to taper the and there's probably a better method than eyeballing it, of course. I suppose I could have laid this little piece on there and cut it off, you know? Because look, I didn't even cut it good. That's better. So let's see. If we come up, can we do that? Can we come up? I'm going to leave that space right there and trim these off. No, I want to come up here. Let's try this. I'm going to come up here. You know, don't you love my methods? Eyeballing it. And come up here. Kind of got to make sure we're in the right spot for, where's my glue? Where's my glue? It's probably empty. I'm gonna put it a little tiny bit. So we're going to come up to the top. Going to make sure it's where we want it, left to right. Kind of stick it down. Okay, cross your fingers and hope that my brain is processing this correctly. Cut these off. Then we're going to move it down. That doesn't look too bad. Then we're going to move it down and glue it on. But we need to cut our bottom off. I'm going to cut it right about there. Where is that? Right there. We're going to cut it off right about there. And then I'm going to glue it on. See what we get. I'm sure that there's a, you know, a proper way for all these measurements, but we'll go on with that. Oh, good. Yeah, I can use the smaller books. And then if you wanted, you could go and even, you know, trim this a little bit so that it was more the same size, but I'm going to leave it. Then I have this retired trio tag punch. It's not the best thing for this card because I don't know how to line it up properly, how to center that. So let's see, how about we flip it over and we say we want the hole about right here. Does that look like center? We could get our ruler out. And then we'll flip the punch upside down. I don't think it goes in there far enough. Okay, oh, there's the dot, so I'm gonna go with it right there. I think that's the dot. I think I see it. Ooh, close, but no cigar. I'm gonna go with it though, because I'm gonna show you otherwise. We're just kind of lining up. So if you have a handheld punch or something a little bit better to help you know where, I guess I can eyeball it this way, can I? See what I get. I got my, let me show you. I'm gonna go in by these little, how much I got at each of those showing. We're gonna call it good right here. Well, I thought we were. This punch is harder to punch than I thought with one hand. Hold for right here, guys. And look at that. Not too dang bad for all that. And I like this tag. See, I like this tag way better than that tag. That one, it just needs this little bit of something, something on there. And then I've got my copper ribbon again. I think I'm cutting just a random size piece. I think even a twine would look good in here. It just kind of bookish. And then I'm going to, let me do this one the opposite that I did the other card and see if it folds down better. So I put the two tails together and then I stuck them through the hole to make a loop. And then if you pull them carefully, you'll get like that. So I'm going to pull it, I'm going to loosen it when I go to close the card. Look at that, that's perfect. And then it'll lay flat when I go to close the card. You won't really see it. All right. I like that. Look at, yay, one thing I did that different that I like there. Sweet. All right, let me get those little flinklets out of the way. Now I'm going to just finish it off right here. And this piece, you could even just put a little saying on, but I didn't look up any little sayings. And I'm going to use this tiny bird this time. Little tiny bird. Not that my other bird was bad, but he's kind of a big bird for there. I'm going to use this tiny one. Plus, he won't be as long to color because he's tiny. Like that. There we go. I'm going to call him good. I got to do a little bit of wild wheat on his nose, beak. And we're going to come through with the light. Color him all in. Like so. And then I'm going to come through. I'm going to use the light wheat this time and see if that helps with what I was. Yeah, this one. I must have grabbed the dark one on the big one. This one just gives him a little touch of, probably the alcohol in it washes out the, and you know what else we could do if I had it over here? We could just punch out that bird. I'm going to do that. If we just punch out this bird, pop him up, let's see, is 1 1/4 inches big enough? Perfect. You can cut yours out. Sake of time, I'm punching him. Because yeah, he'd be cuter cut out. But he stands out a little better down here, punched out, than he does cut out, because he's got a little bit of color left, or the cream, very vanilla left to him. But again, make sure that you've got your marker to ground him down there. And you might not want to pop him up either. If someone's going to actually use it, the bookmark, you might want it flat so that he can go in your book better. And then that's it, you guys. There's the two. We changed up his glasses. Pretty much everything else I kind of did the same. Oh, I changed this up a little bit, but that's our bookmark card with our fancy dancy new little crafters tool. crafter, what are they called? Pick tool crafters tips is what they're called. Crafters tips. So let me go back over here. And now we should be back up here. There we go. Although my screen's not changing over here. That's it. I'll be back hopefully again next week. Kind of getting back into the swing of things since I got back. Boy, those girls tire me out. I can't tell you. I stay up too late and I get up way too early. Not used to that in my old age. So I'm going to go and unfortunately still unpacking. I'm going to keep unpacking and I'll be back again next Wednesday, if not before, for maybe a Finally Friday. Who knows what I'm going to be up to. Still doing another like challenge thing. So you're seeing a lot of my posts. Feel free to comment on any of them. Let me know what you think. Is it too much? Is it not enough? Am I getting pushy, too salesy, whatever, you know? Feel free, let me know. Or message me if you don't want to tell me. Just message me and let me know your thoughts. So you don't know if you don't try. That's all I can say. And as I said in my email yesterday, my newsletter and everything, we're going to have this be our best year yet. So thanks for being with me and I'll be back. Bye guys.